Welcome back to another episode of Talking Nash with Skeen. What's up, guys? Back in the building. Sounds like a broken record. It's been a while. It's been a minute, but I'm back. Yeah, man, what's going on out there? Anyway, it's good to be back. Thank you for the people that reached out. Like, yo, Skeen, what's going on? Like, what's up with the episodes, fam? It's life, man. It's life. You know, new job, new relationship. I've been trying to work those out, fit them into a schedule. So yeah, man, it's life. But I'm always thinking about the show, like, oh, what topics I'm going to talk about, this, that, and the other. And now I'm to the point where I should just be recording, like when I do get something that sparks the mind and stuff, and just record it and, you know, whatever, just post it later on or whatever the case is. But yeah, I think I'm getting to that point that sometimes I could be driving in the car and be like, oh man, this is a great thought. And then by the time I get home or a couple of days later, I forgot what it was that I was trying to talk to you guys about. But yeah, but I guess the thought that I've had for a couple of days now is just actually more than a couple of days. It's just everything that's going on here in the States, right? All the political BS, all the shenanigans and stuff like that. And it's crazy because the president, current president, he likes to troll people. He likes to get a spark. He likes to get a rise. It's like a social media star, right? He wants to get a reaction, and he'll post shit, and then but he's good for doing that. Because to be honest, is like in the 4 years that Sleepy Joe was the president, I tuned in to the news once in a while and stuff like that, especially political news. And since, you know, the convict is back in the White House, prove me wrong, because he's been charged, he's been found guilty and all that stuff, right? But he's back in the White House, and now it's like I watch to see what type of bullshit is going on, right? So he's getting that spark out of me, who, like, I really didn't look at the political news. I would just kind of go into it once in a while and stuff like that. But now he has me. I'm there. Like, I haven't seen it in the last couple of days because, to be honest, shout out to the Daily Show. If you guys catch the Daily Show, they do political news in the comedy way, right? But it makes sense. It absolutely makes sense. So it's funny to me, and that's the way I kind of take in the news and stuff, because I got to laugh about it, right? Because sometimes too, it's just like, yo, what the fuck is going on? You get upset. So like, for example, like today I was at Aldi's, shout out to Aldi's, shopping. And then all of a sudden, you know, obviously you go see how much you're going to pay for some eggs, and it's $6 just for the regular eggs that at one time last year at this point last year, when I was in North Carolina, it was like 97 cents. And now it's $6 here, you know, now that I moved back to Jersey. And it's just like, I look at him like, the simple fact that the current president said, yo, I'm going to bring produce down. I'm going to bring the prices. It's going to be huge, China and all that shit, right? And people bought it. People bought it and like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You had this and this to choose from. It's not like you had 5 people to choose from. And you go to the grocery store and you $6 for eggs, my guy? That's crazy. Think about that shit. That is crazy for eggs. I've seen memes that people be like, yo, I might as well buy the chicken. You know what I mean? Have a couple of chickens just running wild in the back and stuff like that. I seen memes, and you've seen them all. My man was at the barbershop, finished getting a nice little cut and all that. My man turned around and paid him with a dozen eggs. You know what I mean? I got people hustling eggs. It's crazy. I got the bodegas in the city. Like, you go walk in and just be like, yo, let me get 2 eggs. word? That's crazy. Yo, let me get 2 eggs. How much is that? $5? We laugh about it because sometimes it's better than to cry about it. But just the whole thing is just like, for example, I think it was my sister that said she traveled to another country. And she said this was the first time that she got into a cab or whatever. And the cab driver wanted to talk about the political climate in the USA, right? In the United States. Like, how do you feel about this buffoon running the country and all that stuff? And she was blown away by it because usually, like, when people go on vacation, you get in a cab or you talk to people and they ask you where you're from. Oh, they talk, oh, you're here on vacation. Oh, and you should go see this. You should go see that, blah, blah, blah. That's usually the conversations you normally have when you visit another country. But for her to get into a situation where she's talking politics and shit and talking about the political climate, that shit is something different, right? Because, and to be honest, and I think I've heard other people say, like when they travel other countries and they have the U.S. passport, you kind of, I'm not saying you get laughed at, but it's just like, oh, where? You from the States? You from the Wild Wild West? You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy. I mean, you got other posts, and then I posted too, like, oh, yo, ICE is outside, and there's a icy truck, double E. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, we make fun of it. There's other people that have posted turning the corner and they see the ICE on the outside to grab a bag of ice, and they'd be like, yo, ICE is in the building, and stuff. And we goof about it and we laugh about it. But the serious point about it is that all we hear is deporting Mexicans, Colombians, people from Venezuela, other countries in South America and South America. But to be honest, I get upset because I don't hear anything about people from Ukraine or Russia or other countries and stuff like that, especially on the European side. What's up with that? Well, I always got to be the Spanish people. So that gets me pissed off. Truly does. Because as racist can be. Then you got the other buffoon who nobody elected. He ain't run for nothing, but he's technically running the show. The Nazi saluting motherfucker. And it's crazy. He's right next to the president, just having a little press conference and shit like that, sounding idiotic and sounding like he's lost. And then in the picture, you put these two people in front, you be like, yo, word? Like, what makes you qualified to be that in that position? So, like, for example, like I said, I got a new job, right? So I'm got this new job and whatever. But before that, doing the application, do you have any, have you been convicted of a crime? And I'm staring at it. I'm like, I've not, to be honest, I haven't been convicted of a crime. But I'm saying, yo, to get a job, right? Now you got to convicted. Does it really matter anymore? Because let's say I did, and I say check yes, and I get denied the job because I've been convicted of a crime, but I can run for president. Shit just don't make sense, man. You scratch your head and you be like, well, word. So I can't get this job because I've been convicted of a crime, but I can run for office. That to me is just like, damn, what the fuck is we doing? And then to jump back a couple of weeks back, the January 6th pardons and stuff. And I'm saying to myself, that was another shit show. People getting pardoned left and right. Some of them sex offenders. Child pornography and all that shit. But they was good. Some of them died already. Like they were released and one got hit by a car, I think it was, or something like that. Anyway, I see that's the shit. When I heard about that shit, I should have jumped, recorded the shit and be like, you see what I'm saying? That's crazy. But pardons here and there. So even the mayor of New York City, yeah, that dude, my man, yeah, he was in there. begging my boy D Trump, like, yo, I need that pardon, player. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, all the charges were dropped. That's crazy to me, man. That is absolutely crazy. So back to being convicted, right? Oh, so if I check this box off, I'm done. I can't get the job. But I can run for office. Skeen. Running for president. Your boy. No experience required. Because there's a lot of people. You had the other dude. What's his name? The Kennedy dude, who's like the main dude for health. And he can't even complete a sentence. He did jerking and shit, looking all crazy, bobbing his head, bananas, and he gets certified. Yeah, he can have that job. Then you got other people that are not qualified at all. But unfortunately, what makes them qualified is the color of their skin. Now that's crazy. And the funny thing is, thinking about that is just like, now it's out in the open. They'll just put it in your face. Like, nah, fuck it. If you ain't white, you ain't right. They just put it in your face now, right? Before they will hide it or whatever the case is. Come on, man. I mean, we all grown here, man. You see it, right? I've worked for companies that say, "Oh, we try to be, inclusive and what's that word I'm looking for? Diversity." But then when you look at their people who are running the company, it's right in your face. There's a certain level they let you get to, and then after that, you're done, pretty much, right? And it's like like, yo, chill, Skeen, don't say that. You know what I'm saying? You're working for companies and whatever. Yeah, but you know what? It's like you have to say it because you see it. It's right in your face. You see it. There was another company that I worked for that I remember talking to my homegirl, Ish. We were talking and I told her, man, this is the first time I ever felt like, man, like, am I the token dude in this room here? And that was the first time I've ever felt like that, ever. And that's crazy at my age. But I remember reaching out to her and she was like, where is Skeen? I was like, yo, where, Ish? And like, blah, 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 and so on and so forth, and blah, 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 boom, boom, whatever. But that was the first time I've ever felt like that. I was like, yo, this is crazy. And then I would walk the hallways and whatever and then see somebody else like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Because it was very few, but it was just crazy. It was just crazy, man. Because a lot of people talk about, oh, yeah, diversity. We're all about community, blah, blah, blah. It sounds great. Don't get me wrong. There's some companies that do a great job, whatever. But the bottom line is when you look at their board and you look at their top people, you be like, man, it's still the same. Right? And that's what we struggle for. We struggle for it to get the best qualified people possible. But then when you look at the government, you be like, you ain't qualified. You're a convict. I can go on. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go on a crazy, but it's just frustrating. Because you're not picking the best people, the most qualified people, whoever that person is. We're just picking the people you're comfortable with. People you're comfortable with. Imagine that. I remember there was another company. All these were named. Well, not say their names, but there was another company I remember in a situation where the person was like, told me straight to my face too, right? And I looked at him and I remember looking at him like, I was like, what? And I remember I blew up. What's up, guys? It's your boy Skeen here, back to let you know and remind you that my co-host Aisha has an amazing poetry book called Treetop Echoes. It is available now on Amazon as well as Barnes & Nobles. So if you're in the market for a new book, please pick it up. You will not be disappointed in this amazing poetry book. So the name of the book, once again, Treetop Echoes, available on Amazon and Barnes and Nobles. Get your copy today. But they said this store cannot look like the Bronx. And I just like, what? Mind you, store was rocking. If you ever had the opportunity to work in with Skeen, we did shit the right way, company wise, right? We bugged out. There's a lot of stories, a lot of fun stories, a lot of crazy stories, a lot of just funny stories, man. And it's just like, but we did things right. Whatever number you gave us, we crushed. You wanted Skeen and the team to do this, the team did that. Skeen did this. We was fantastic. But to tell me that this store cannot look like the Bronx, that shit to me was the biggest slap in the face ever. Now, if Skeen was one of them dudes that, one of those super sensitive, would have been an HR issue, right? But I used to just be like, you son of a, I used to get angry and then go on to like just try to break records and just do shit like where you got to come into my store and just straight just be like, yo, this dude and his team is just phenomenal, period. But still, it's just little things like that you'd be like, word. But now it's just like, it's just straight out in the open. It's just like, here, it's in your face. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy, man. I guess in a way, it's like, what do I expect? Do we expect things to get better? Why? I mean, as we get better, I mean, shit, phones, technology, this, that, everything gets better except humans. Humans just same shit. I mean, I look at movies, I look at history and stuff like that. And you guys know by now, I'm a huge history person. But there was always that sense of just people battling for equality since the beginning of time. You know what I'm saying? And it's always been struggles. It's all been struggles to get the seat at the table, whatever the fuck that table is. But everybody's trying to get a seat at the table, and it's just something that I think is just never going to stop. Hasn't gotten better, has it? In some ways, yes, because I mean, you can go into any restaurant and get served and stuff like that. You can, you know what I'm saying? But it's just little things that you'd be like, yo, what the fuck, bro? Like the shit that bugs me out is when people fly Confederate flags. And I'm like, yo, do you understand you lost? You lost. But you still like, yeah. Like the other shit, right? And we all look at it and when we see somebody walking with the red hat, well, make America great again, and you kind of look at them and you be like, can you tell me when it was great? Can you pinpoint a moment in time where it was great? Tell me. Because nobody can answer that shit. I don't give a fuck because you cannot answer. Go ahead, answer it. Shit, hit me up. Send me a DM. Answer me. When the fuck was America great? Economy-wise? I remember years ago, I'm going to say 2003, I remember maybe gas was like $1 and some change or something like that. When was America great? When we had the dollar menu? You know what I'm saying? When was America great? When you could buy 4 chips for $1? I don't know. Nobody can answer it. The funny thing is, you ever take one of those hats and flip it over and look to see where it was made? Guess where it was made? China. Word. That's crazy, right? I don't know. Just food for thought, I guess. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of things, man. It's just looking at the political climate and everything that goes on in the world today. And it's just like, I guess we're more exposed to it because of social media and everything. Before, you would read stuff in papers, and that was the only source, right, back in the days. But now it's just like instant. You get it real time. You get it fast. You get it quick. You know what I'm saying? You get, president can do a post on X, Twitter, whatever the fuck it's called nowadays. Like he had one with the congestion pricing, saying that congestion pricing will be no more in New York City. And I think his last thing was like, "Oh, hail the king." And he does that on purpose, right? Because my man wants to be king. King DT, yeah. But I don't know, man. It's just, he gets the reaction from people. Either he's going to get those supporters who are, he can't do no wrong. He can go out there, grab crotch, be racist as fuck. And I mean, shit, even Hitler had his people who would die for Hitler. Look at his man, his right-hand man. He throwing up sounds like Hitler. Ride or die. And you're going to have those people. And it's always going to be like that. Napoleon had his people. Stalin. They all got their peoples who they're going to ride or die with. Be like, yo, that's my man. He can't do no wrong. Oh, he punched somebody in the face. He can't do no wrong. Shit, you had people, senators that were inside the Capitol who had tweeted, oh, this is, when the shit was going down, this is crazy. What is going on? Where's the democracy at? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, my man gets reelected. Now, they told, what? Oh, wait, hold on. Now, did I say that? Chill. I got to review that. Oh, now? You were in the building while the building was getting ransacked, and now all of a sudden, nah, chill, hold on. How do you feel about the pardons? Oh, now I got to look at, like, what do you got to look at, dog? You was in it. But now, you know what I'm saying? Now you got to save your political ass. So now you be like, no, I don't know. Let me go review some shit. What the fuck is you going to review? It's just time. It's just like crazy, man. It's just craziness. It's just, you got to just put your nose and pucker your lips and put it all up in his ass and shit. Basically, that's what he likes. He likes when you be like, yo, like my man, the mayor of New York, right? He went down to D.C., say, yo, you my ride or die, my G. I'll do anything for you, bro. And he gets pardoned. All of a sudden, all his pending cases or whatever he had going on, all of a sudden, vamos, all gone. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy how you go for a job. Have you ever been convicted of a crime? And if you check yes, you're probably going to be done. There's not going to be no job for you. But you can run for president and win. Crazy, man. It's just, yeah. Hopefully a year from now, eggs will come back down to 97 cents or 96 cents. I think I said when I was in Carolina a year ago. It wasn't like I'm not talking a decade ago. I'm talking about a year ago. It was 97 cents. And I was like, yo, I remember that. I was like, oh shit, 97 cents, yay. And now it's like, I just went today and it was close. It was 3 pennies away from $6. $6. And I'm not talking about some like organic, free, whatever they fuck, or free range, free birds, all this and that. It was just regular caged cats. It was just regular eggs, just caged up. They ain't got nowhere to go but lay eggs. Those type of eggs, just the regular shit. $6. So I imagine if you're buying cage free or organic and all that shit is like probably like $12, $1 an egg or some shit like that. But yeah, man, it's just, yeah. On that note, yeah, that's Skeen, man. Political climate. Ah, the tomfoolery continues. Mind you, we're just 2 years into another 4 years. But hey, man, stay tuned. If you're gonna consume your political news, I suggest, man, have some fun with it. Right? Instead of watching the CNNs, the Fox of the world, the CNBC, and whatever other outlet you're out there, man, take it in via The Daily Show. They're not paying me. You know they're not paying me. But it's just a funny way of them taking the content and making them so simple and so comical that is absolutely glorious to watch. I'm kid you not, man. It is absolutely funny. And that's how I take it. Before I used to watch the CNNs and get pissed and then just feel like this sort of this anger, right? This is when my boy had his first term. And then now it's just like I consume it through the Daily Show, and it's just absolutely, it gets me angry and laugh at the same time. So you get in both spectrums, right? But when it's all said and done, you're laughing at the just the comedy that you're seeing, the behavior, like the simple shit of just like him. We're gonna change the name to the Gulf of America. Like, no, bro. No. And then the funny shit is that Google changes it, but other places in the world, when they look at it, it still says the Gulf of Mexico, and then on the bottom in parentheses it says the Gulf of America. Just because this idiot says, you know what I mean, proclamation. Oh, and then on the last note, sports-wise, sports is huge. It can bring people together. It can show the non-approval of what's going on. So past week, when the last 2 weeks, I think it was, hockey-wise, they had this all-star game, but the all-star game was a little bit different in hockey. It was 4 nations, USA, Canada, and 2 other nations. I can't remember. But the main thing was the U.S. was playing in Canada, and for the first time ever, to be honest, that I've heard, the U.S. national anthem was playing, and the Canadian fans were just booing the shit out of the national anthem. And to be honest, I've never seen that. No matter if there was political strife, there was always a sign of respect. But what does that tell you about the comedy that's going on right now in these United States? That other countries like Canada, who normally is just chill, neutral, you ever heard of Canada in the war? No, maybe back in the days, but never. They were always sort of like, nah, we're neutral, we're good. But for them to say, fuck you, boo, 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 because our current president is on some taking over the world and it's going to be huge. China, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. It's just comical, but food for thought. That's all. Skeen out here just talking. Good to be back with you guys. Hopefully we'll keep it on a regular. You know what I'm saying? But if not, you still get remix episodes. Hopefully I won't do that many, to be honest. I really want to do it because it's just, I have fun just talking. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you guys have a awesome week. Remember, it's going to be huge, you know? Yeah, man. If you need eggs, let me know. You know what I'm saying? I balled out. You know what I'm saying? I could spare you a few. You know what I mean? If you need a omelet, little scrambled, you know what I mean? Bacon, egg, and cheese. Holla at your boy. But for right now, guys, stay safe. And we'll talk to you next week. Take care. Peace.